Hello and welcome back to Galactic Craft? Galactic Science. Welcome back to Galactic Science Technical Tales. As you can see behind me, I may have got a little bit carried away. It's not really much new technology than we had before when we made that thing over there. This thing, which is running really well. It's just puttering along. I expanded these a bit, although I do need more, and as you can see, it's managed to keep up, fill them up, and still have spare. So I can add more, which I'm going to need to do because I do not have enough power to run my oxygen sealers. I disconnected the sun because it was like, it's really running out, and I'm really worried about it going critical. And by really running out, I mean it's on like 187 million. But I hooked this thing into my actual normal base power supply, and I don't quite have enough power anymore. That's why I've got them turned off in order to run all the machines and them. But I'll expand this out that way and add more of these. Possibly a lot more of these. Stirling generators are relatively cheap. So let me explain what I've done. Okay, first of all, I've discovered that these relocators have these crafting modules where you can give it a recipe. Now, one of the quests, this one, it says compressed cobble wields a lot of elements in a decomposer, but manually crafting all that cobble is tedious. You should automate it. Now it suggests getting a crafter. And I did do this because I wanted a crafter for over there. But I discovered that this thing's got these little crafting modules. So this one is making compressed cobblestone. Then this one takes the compressed cobblestone and makes double compressed cobblestone. And this one takes the double and makes triple. Now, I could have made quadruple compressed cobblestone, but I checked. Now, both the triple and the quadruple compressed cobblestone have a 12% chance of generating resources. And if they generate resources, the quadruple cobblestone generates 9 times as much resources as the triple. But of course it takes 9 times as long to make. So I figured just those 3 was enough. They're falling into a chemical decomposer. I'm using an item node with the stack upgrade so it extracts faster. And it's just running round these barrels. Now, these are all sorting barrels because I did try piping into a sorting chest, but it doesn't work with these elements. And I think that's because the elements all have the same item ID, and it's just the metadata that's different. So I don't think that quite worked. So from the triple compressed cobblestone, we are getting chlorine, iron. Now the way this stuff converts to actual iron is I've got 24 stacks there. Each stack is 4 ingots of iron. So that's like 100 iron I've got right there. Titanium, sodium, lead, magnesium, and then I get oxygen and silicon. And I get quite a bit of oxygen and slightly less silicon. So that was sort of getting me, the basics. Now this one, I don't want to mine anymore. At some point you need to set up your automation game. Who says you need to spend hours digging the moon? Now this was craft moon turf. Now, if you remember me saying that I was going to need quite a few chemical synthesizers, that's because I thought I needed a chemical synthesizer to get moon turf. But I don't. When I check the recipe, it's just shaped crafting. 3 oxygen and a bit of silicon gets you moon turf. So, I did this. We have extractors pulling out of there. They're set to go every 2 seconds, and it pulls out 5 oxygen and every 3 seconds it pulls out 2 silicon. Sorry, let me just silence my phone because it just made an annoying pinging noise. So that's extracting out into this. Again, we've got a little crafting module. These things are so powerful. Moon turf. You can see it's going to get the resources. There's the oxygen. There's the silicon. And it's done. And it's just pulling out one at a time. And it's dropping it down into this automatic sieve that's sieving away. The automatic sieve is extracting into the pipe network. And over here in this sorting chest, I have a little filter down there that says it only accepts these items. And the moon stuff gives me redstone, bone meal, bone, flint, glowstone dust, gunpowder, and ancient spores. And that goes into there. And I have upgraded all of these chests to be sorting chests. So when any of those items hit here, they automatically end up in the relevant chest. Let's see if we can spot something coming. I put like clear glass down there. That's gunpowder. Might not have been gunpowder. Also, I'm finding these numbers aren't always updating. There's like a bit of lag going on. Like I extract the iron and then the 2 would stay there, which is a little annoying. But I can show you that when the iron pops in here, it vanishes and goes back there. So that was that step. Now obviously I still need to sieve my gravel because this thing gives me iron, but it doesn't give me copper, doesn't give me diamonds, doesn't give me emeralds. So that's what these 2 chemical synthesizers are doing. So here we have, this is one of those stock modules like I used over there. It's saying I want 1 silicon and 2 oxygen, and it has the recipe of 1 silicon, 2 oxygen, which gives us silicon dioxide. Whenever it gets silicon dioxide, it spits it out into the pipe network. All these pipes are connected. This is all like one circuit. And you just control it using filters. Anyway, so when this thing spits out silicon dioxide, it goes around into this machine. I'm just wondering if we can spot that happening. There we go. There's a bit. Boom, into there. 1 bit of silicon dioxide makes gravel. The gravel goes up, comes along, and here we've just got filters, and this thing wants gravel, this thing wants gravel. In the future, I might expand this and have dirt and sand, because you can sieve those and you get slightly different resources from them. So, whatever this stuff outputs, again, goes into the pipe network. Now, some of it, if I can get that filter, diamonds, emeralds, lapis lazuli and coal just go straight into there and into the barrels. The rest of it pops into these things. Now, these are the crafter tiers. This one here wanted me to make a crafter tier 1, and it gave me a crafter tier 2 as a bonus. But they're actually relatively cheap to make. They use a lot of power. That's why I've run out of power. But if I show you these things, crafter tier 1 is a machine frame, which is 4 iron, lapis, and a smidge of gold. And then redstone torches and crafting tables. And that's it. And you get tier 1. That can hold 2 crafting recipes. A tier 2 uses a tier 1 and then just some extra redstone and crafting tables. That has more recipes. Don't know exactly how many because I just went straight for the tier 3, which requires a tier 2 and again just some extra redstone and crafting tables. So the actual material in there is just loads of wood and redstone torches and then just the 4 iron. Now this thing can hold 8 crafting recipes. So I'll show you what I've done. You see the stuff whizzing around. Right, this thing wants broken asterisk ore. The asterisk is a wild card. So anything which starts with the word broken, ends with the word ore, goes in here. And here we've got all the crafting recipes. So aluminium ore. Now I've got it set to keep, so it always keeps at least 1 of each type of thing down there. That was my way of keeping track of which recipes it already had. I could turn it off, but I may as well leave it on because it means if something goes wrong with the configuration, it will be easier to get back. Anyway, so here I'm basically saying that 4 broken aluminium ore gets you aluminium or gravel. And then there are 7 types of metal which come out. Aluminium, iron, gold, silver, tin, copper and lead. And they're all set to external, because this is the good thing about these crafting machines, is you could have a crafting recipe, tell it to put the output into the internal inventory, and then a second recipe could use that. So you can have like multiple levels of crafting all happening in a single machine. That's not what I need here, but that is that's so powerful. Anyway, so yeah, see there, it pops it there, and then they vanish. And I've got that for each of them. Now obviously the output is a type of ore, gravel, which we want to hammer. So I currently only have a single hammering machine, but it seems to be keeping up. If it doesn't keep up, then the items clog in this filter. And this thing wants any type of ore gravel and any type of ore sand. So it ends up in there and it hammers it away and it crushes the stuff. Let's just wait till this one piece is done so we can catch the name. Nope, it went away too quick. But it makes the input for this machine. Well, the gravel goes in there, and what comes out will flow into this one, which is crushed asterisk ore. And again, I've got the 7 recipes. Crushed ore makes sand. And there's all 7 of them, and it's kept to keep, and it goes in the external slot, and it outputs, and it goes in here because this thing wants ore sand. And what it outputs is powdered stuff. And the powdered stuff goes in here, powdered ore. And here again, I've got my 7 recipes. And this time I'm making the actual ore dust. This stuff doesn't get hammered. This is the stuff you cook to get the ingots. I've not automated smelting yet. That's why I've got down here star ore dust. The ore dust just ends up in this chest. And for now, I'm just manually taking it out 3 types at a time and throwing it in these furnaces. It's not too laborious. And again, I just throw those in and they end up in the barrels. So that's what I've done. I might automate the smelting. I could do it with these things. I don't have electric smelters yet because I need Desh ingots, and for that I need to go to Mars. I've been harvesting this and making dirt, but I really don't think I need to because you can make dirt really cheap in a chemical synthesizer. See? It's just silicon dioxide again. In fact, sand, dirt and gravel are all made of silicon dioxide. So I've got a machine here that makes silicon dioxide. If I wanted to sift dirt and sand as well, I just need 2 more of them. Which, considering I've got 55 iron there and another, 100 iron there, is doable. I might even make the airlock thing. So let's hand in quests and stuff like that, because I had to do some of these. Moon turf. Silicon, and I get sucrose or iron. I actually got plenty of iron. I'm going to go with the sucrose because I want to try that standing in a pool of sucrose to increase your hunger thing that someone mentioned. Where could I put a pool of sucrose? I'll just try it here. Okay, so that used up some of the sucrose. Did I speed 3? Did I drink some of that? I think I drank the sucrose and it gave me a speed boost. Whee! Right, now if I stand in this, will I get my hunger back? I did, instantly. Who needs food? You just have to take a bath in sugar. Who knew? Who knew? How long is that going to last for? Is that renewing? No, I've come down now. I was on speed for a while. And it's given me 8 empty glass tubes, which don't seem to have any use. Can I decompose them? Ah, they got pulled out and are going to clog the system because there's nowhere for them to go. I need to put like a chest at the end there, just so if any items go into the system that don't have a barrel, they won't clog it up. Well, silicon we can throw there. I'm going to put the sucrose somewhere safe. I'll just put it here. Right. Any other things to hand in? How much cobble? Yes. So after the crafting tier 1. Whoa, that's a lot of cobble in that block. It's a shame I can't decompose it, but maybe I could make something else out of it. Yeah, interesting. You can decompose it. Is there a use for quintuple compressed cobblestone that I've not checked? You could make sextuple compressed cobblestone. Anyway, I made one. One quadruple compressed cobblestone. Or did it want quintuple? Ah, it wants quintuple. I'm wondering whether it's going to be quicker to... Quintuple means I would need an extra 2 of them. I do have room in the recipes here. I could co-opt one of these machines or just make another one, to be honest. They're so cheap. Yeah, because I need another 9 of these in order to fulfill that quest. So I'll try and do that. Anything else here I need to hand in. Why do all the work? What did I do here? I made the automatic hammerer. Gets me a reward bag, coal, or a rocket fuel bucket. I'll go with the rocket fuel bucket. I've got tons of coal. Now, these are speed upgrades. These automatic machines are quite slow. I need to get some speed upgrades in them. But the recipes for these require redstone alloys. And for redstone alloys, you need an alloy smelter, which requires Desh ingots, which means I have to get my ass to Mars. So we're not doing that. And it's the same with the ender items, item conduits. I can't make those yet. So that's all the quests handed in. I do have a number of reward bags I've not opened. Quick check for the others in case I've put them somewhere silly. Nope, right, so reward bags. What have we got? We have a greater reward bag, 2 basic reward bags, and an epic reward bag. Let's put that quadruple cobble somewhere safe. And the rocket fuel. Okay, 2 basic reward bags. Spawn an enderman. 10 cans of food. Those are always a bit boring. The next one's a greater reward bag. A rocket fuel tank. Excellent. That's the equivalent of 16 buckets of rocket fuel. That will speed our way to Mars. And an epic one. A hang glider. Oh, cool. How does this work then? Right-hand click. This would be a good way of getting around on the moon. Where's the sun? The sun is there. Let me renew my oxygen tanks. Put one in there to fill. Right, yeah, I don't have a proper doorway anymore because I blocked it up, so we'll just leave the base via here. Where'd that second bit of marble go? There it is. I want to jump up to the roof, get a nice start on this. I mean, with the low gravity on the moon, you can just fly for miles. Loads of meteors about. I've not actually investigated much on the moon. Apparently there's a dungeon around somewhere, but I've not done the mob spawning thing either. That might be something I can do today. Let's see if we can get this. Run, jump, glide. There we go. Whee! I'm flying. How does a hang glider work on the moon? There's no air. This is so peaceful. And you don't and you can just drop from it from almost any height and take almost no damage. Like I dropped from the very top of that thing and I took like half a heart. This is going to be awkward to get in because of the... Oh no, I managed it. Okay, so I'm going to expand the power to try and get the oxygen seal working again. Make another crafter tier thing. And maybe divert the cobble into it until we get our quintuple. This thing's full again. Every now and then I've got to come in and grab all the items. Hoover them up, hoover them up. You still got some stone axes left? Every now and then I just drop a stack of logs in there. Now, when I last looked at this, there was plenty of hydrogen left. No. There was no hydrogen left. Where I was running out of hydrogen, that's what was stopping the machine. So, I figured that if I wanted to keep adding stuff, when these barrels were full, I needed to add a void upgrade to them, which I've done. That's why these ones are a different colour. So basically, if the carbon and oxygen barrels fill up, they'll just destroy any excess items. It means that the items don't get clogged in the network. But I'm finding that the hydrogen is actually always a higher number than the rest. But it's possible that I use it at a higher rate. Excuse me. Because I used 9 hydrogen per methacrylate and only 3 carbon and 2 oxygen. So yeah, so I think adding the voids to those 2 was necessary. Right, so I'll get on with those things that I said I was going to get on with before I just stand here waffling for ages again, as usual. Oh, I get a speed boost just by bathing in it as well. Cool. And we'll be back when I'm done. Right, well, I've been a busy little bee. I extended this side out to there, redesigned the roof a bit. As you can see up there, the mob spawner. Those are floodlights on the underside, but they don't light up inside. So that's just to sort of like try and keep the roof of my base lit, although the spiders just climb everywhere. It's currently night time, so I'm not getting very many mob spawns. What I've got there is... That's a hollow 5x5 column. There's a 5x5 and 2 high spawning platform on each side with 2 of those metal fans at the end. And they are blowing stuff, or they will blow stuff down to here. And here's my little killing machine, stone sword. I'll set up a chest full of, or a barrel. Will it work with a barrel? Because you can't normally stack swords. I might need to test that. But I'll set up something to automatically feed in the stone swords, and hopefully we'll get reasonable drops. And I'll be able to pipe the drops straight down into the network and just set a filter up here with the barrels. You can see I expanded my power. In fact, I think I doubled it. No, I had 8. I added 6. So I haven't quite doubled it. But that should be enough to keep us powered. Yeah, that's full energy there. And these 2 things are powerful enough to get the air for the extra base. So I checked and I waffled on for 25 minutes showing you around all this stuff, but you have to tell me which you think is a better episode, where I'm standing around humming and hawing and building the thing on camera, or whether I do most of this complex work in between episodes and then talk you through it, I think that's probably best. Quintuple compressed cobblestone. So let me get my quadruple compressed cobblestone. And we're just going to set up a temporary machine here to do it. So the first thing I want to do is turn this off. So active with the redstone signal. So it will stop spitting out the stuff to there. Is that stuff going away? Is it just very slow? Oxygen. My oxygen barrel's full. Yeah, I had this trouble here. It turned out that the hydrogen actually filled up and it stopped the whole machine from working. So I had to put a void upgrade in there. I think I'm going to have to add void upgrades in here as and when needed. So I definitely need one in the oxygen. Oh, now I've got oxygen in my hand and I've got nothing to do with it. You want oxygen, right? Yeah. I can just shove a load in there. So that thing's gonna get clogged until I do that. Anyway, let's do this. So that's stopped that outputting. And I want to grab these crafting modules. Need an empty hand. Come on, come here. Come here, you're expensive. Thank you. And that one. And the reason I'm doing that is because I need to break that pipe. So I can put my crafting machine here. If I do that, it's going to fill up with cobble, isn't it? No, it isn't, because that's off at the moment. Right, let me just get a little bit of cobble. So we're going to configure this. Now, I want it to put... So we're going to go... Cobble makes compressed cobblestone, and you're going to put the output in the interior. And I do want you to keep one of each step, because again, that will help me make the recipes and track this. So let's apply. No energy. Let's wire the machine in. There we go. That's made 7 compressed cobblestone. So the second recipe is that, which makes double compressed cobblestone. We want to keep one and go to the interior and apply. So I can't make this recipe until I have some triple compressed cobblestone. That's quadruple. So I can make this recipe. No, hang on. That's going to make... That's making double. That's going to make triple. Whatever. We will wait until we need it. So let's actually start the cobble flowing. I'm doing this mainly to fulfill that quest. Always active. So cobble is flowing in. As you can see, we're getting our double compressed cobblestone. I could set this to fast mode. It uses a lot more power. I probably have enough power now. Let's just make sure I've got full oxygen. And we'll set this to hyperspeed. There we go, fast. Okay, so now we've got 9 double compressed cobblestone. I can do the next recipe. I realised I could have done the recipe as soon as I had one of them. So, keep one, internal, apply. There we go. So that's a triple compressed. So I use the triple compressed to make quadruple compressed. Keep one, internal, apply. I've already got a quadruple one, so I can go boop, 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 boop. And that makes me my quintuple compressed. Keep. And that one can go into the external. because this is, this is our target goal, and we will apply on that. So I wonder if we're like draining all the energy from the system. That's going to take a while, and we will hand in that quest, quintuple compressed cobblestone. We will hand in this quest, which gets us a bedrockium drum, whatever that is, and then we get a filled oil canister or gold. I'm okay for gold now. The ore processing is going quite well. Yes, I've got 15 gold there. I've got tons of iron there. It's building up nicely there. I've got tons of redstone. Well, I did say that my goal for this episode was that my resource problems will be gone, and for now they are. So next episode we will hand in this. I might do some of this chemical stuff in between because, oh look, it gives me a free sterling generator if I want. But I'll probably go for like carbon nanotubes. You get those from diamonds. Or just carbon. I've got tons of carbon. So I might do some of this, or at least investigate it in between the episodes. And I'm not sure where to look at next. I might want to investigate this a bit, because there's lots of stuff going on with the power. I'm just using sterling generators. Nether star. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I think it's probably going up in the world is where we're going next, because we have to get to Mars. If we want to improve our stuff, we need to get to Mars, which means we've got to do all this stuff and make ourselves actual rockets, go to Mars safely so we can return. Because if you remember, I mentioned I was watching Generic B's series. He went to Mars without a way back, and he ended the series there. Don't worry, I won't do that. I will make a world backup before I go to Mars. So if I have made a mistake, and get stuck on Mars, I can reload the backup. Well, one last look at this. We're not there yet. We've got four triple. You can see it sort of building up. Cobblestone's coming in a little slowly. I actually have three cobblestone generators out there now. So that's going a little quicker. But this will take a while. I'll see you in the next episode. In between, as I said, I'll do a bit of chemistry, and that's probably it. So I'll see you then. I'll just sit and watch this. Bye bye.